What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Just doing the radio thing, pushing buttons and talking shit.
Listen, it's not easy. We did a couple of takeovers for the new record,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, I have some funny like outtakes because it's not an easy thing. You have to be on, as they say.
I guess so. If you say so. I just gotta come in here and push my buttons.
Yeah, but you got to be savvy. You have to know.
Yeah. I feel you. I think I don't give it enough credit.
Right?
It's all right. Super stoked to talk to you today, man. Of course, if you're watching, if you don't know, and if you've been living under a rock, this is Munky from Korn. Hello.
Metal, peace, metal.
Yeah, peace metal. That should be a thing. They should be like Mamas and Papas metal tribute band.
I love it.
Peace metal.
Peace.
I like it. So getting ready to kick off this new tour with Chevelle. And of course, you're starting here in Springfield, Missouri, and we're stoked about that. Is the first show like Dusting Off Cobwebs, or now this far into your career, it's probably just like another day at the office then, yeah?
Actually, it would seem like it. You would think that it would, after this long, we would, I'll just get out there and start hammering away at every show. But honestly, we need some rehearsal. We
Yeah.
have to go over things. We want to make sure that not only that, the intro's right, the lights are looking good, everybody's feeling good about their monitor mix and the sound. There's a lot of things that people don't realize. I'm talking about just, also just packing trucks, like
Yeah.
unpacking and packing a truck, because it's so time sensitive how quickly a crew can load the truck after
Right.
we're done and get to the next city on time, and fuel and sleep and all of that. So
There's so much more that goes into a rehearsal now.
there's so much more. And when I was a kid, when we were growing up in Bakersfield in California, this is a small town, and I always thought, oh man, I didn't understand what a tour was. Like I just thought like, oh, Ronnie James Dio's coming to to Bakersfield. I thought he's just gonna come drive over from LA and bring his band and whatever.
Right.
There's so much more that goes into it. We're rehearsing not only the songs. I think we're gonna include a couple new songs off the new record. So we have to run through those and make sure they're feeling good, but also like the spacing in between the songs.
Yeah.
You don't want to just keep hitting people over the head, because then it's I always feel like that gives people a minute to not only just breathe, but kind of reset and find their buddy or whatever. And for us, like, it's to catch our breath, because we're not spring chickens anymore.
For sure. Now, like, back to you're saying when you're growing up in Bakersfield, like, do you remember your first rig? Like, do you remember your first guitar rig? Like,
Yeah.
how? Because I remember my first actual electric rig was really ghetto. I had like this random PA speaker, a metal zone pedal, a PA head that I stole from jazz band at school, and then my Walmart first act guitar, and I thought I was the coolest ever. Did you have something similar?
Yeah. So listen to this. I had my first electric guitar, head sold me.
Okay.
So I was 14, and we went to high school together. I went over his house. I saw him play. Like, he was just shredding like Scorpions and like AC/DC, and I was just like, how are you doing that? Like, that's the coolest thing ever. And I had been playing acoustic guitar, just to kind of get to learn the basics of it, but I didn't understand the whole electronic component to guitar yet. Right. So when I saw him play that, I was like, oh my God, you're the coolest dude. Like, and so he's like, I'm thinking about selling this guitar. Now that I think about it, it was probably all part of his pitch. I'll get him there. And
right.
So what I bought his rig basically it was a Fender Champ, which is like
Okay.
one little, I think, an 8-inch speaker,
Yeah.
maybe a 6-inch speaker.
Is
It's
that
a
the one
Fender.
that's covered with the red foam?
I don't think so. No, this one wasn't. It was just a classic Fender with this silver tweed on the front,
Okay, yeah.
and then it was a Boss heavy metal pedal,
Mm-hmm.
and then a
Thank
couple of
God for Boss,
cables.
dude.
You're right, right. And then it was the guitar was it looked like a giant like wisdom tooth. It was the ugliest guitar.
Oh no.
It was called a PV Mystic. You gotta find this thing online.
Yeah.
They obviously don't make them anymore, but so that was his first guitar, and he sold it to me, and then it was my first guitar, and it's out there floating around somewhere, but that was it pretty much. And then I'm over at his house every day saying, now you got to teach me how to play this thing. That's it. That's a black one. That one's actually cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, right?
That black one, it was a white one, and it was I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I remember the first time I broke a string. That's it. That's the one. Yep.
That's cool.
So the first time I brought it home, I played it for a couple of days, and the string broke, and I'm like, oh my God, I broke the guitar. Like, what do I do? I call him up on the phone, and I'm like, what do I do? He's like, okay, go to the music store, write this down. You want to get the GHS boomers.
Oh my God.
9
gauge.
The way he was explaining this to me was just like, might as well be speaking Chinese, because I was just like writing this down. I'm like, so I went to our local music store, and I'm like, I need this. And they're like, okay, no problem. Here you go. And then I called them when I got home. I was like, okay, I got the strings. Now what? he had to walk me through it on the phone, how to change the string. And it was just, those are great memories I have. But
right. And like, it's cool that you can like recall this kind of stuff though, man, because I feel like I'd always get worried, like getting so far in your music career that you kind of forget your roots, and like I'll always remember rolling half stacks on my skateboard to my other guitar player's house. Like, we didn't have cars or anything. Like, we had to figuring out how to haul drums. Like, dude, I think John's mom is a minivan. Like, it's ridiculous. Do you remember some of your like your
some
favorite...
of those things? Yeah, the skateboard with the cabinets on top. Yeah. Because they, whatever they put on cabinets for, it's not to roll around on a street.
No, casters are not for. They don't even like to roll around in venues half the time.
No, you have to have in a road case, and you got to remove it. But I remember one of the first times. One of our first sessions I had, I went to a rehearsal. It was one of my first rehearsals, and I remember we were waiting for the drummer because his mom who was David Silvera at the time, his mom had to drop him off at band practice because he was like 14.
Yeah.
And he's unloading his drums out of his mom's car. And we're carrying him. We all chipped in and helped him carry his drums up to the rehearsal spot. And I'm like, man, this guy doesn't even have his driver's license. This is crazy.
I remember being driven to gigs by my mom. Like, we'll play a bar, and like we can't drink or do anything. We can't be in there longer than just playing the show. Then they kick us out. Then at the end of the night, they try to charge us like a $600 bar tab. We're like, we weren't even in here. There's no way. They try to take advantage of us so much, dude. But those are memories that'll stick with you,
Totally.
No, I was super excited to hear all this stuff, man, because more often than not, people forget that, every band starts somewhere.
Yeah, we had a bumpy beginning, man. We really did.
You guys had a bumpy road, like, for a long time.
I mean, it can get bumpy, but I think we're better equipped now emotionally to deal with a lot of the ups and downs. And finally, but it's having members leave and come back, or go through issues and stuff. It's essentially you're married to each guy in the band, and there's several different relationships. There's a relationship between me and the drummer and the bass player and the bass player and the singer, and they
Mhm.
all have to be in harmony to make it work.
It's
And
so much harder than a marriage is.
it really is, you know.
I,
um
I
I
was
always think
told.
about the guy like the girls that are fronting the band,
Mhm.
and the guitar player, somebody's like hooked up with them or they're married, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
how do you do that? How does that even work?
Yeah, at that point, yeah, I hats off to them, dude, because I always thought that band breakups were way worse than like breaking up with a girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
because you
if
put so much time and you write these songs together, and
yep,
you're just trying to figure out, well, I wrote this song, so I'm gonna rewrite it with a new vocalist or a, and it's
yep.
I gotta go get my equipment from the rehearsal space, or yeah, it could be very,
These are my
very,
scars. I'm taking them.
yeah, right.
Reminds me of the movie Rockstar. Uh dude, I think it would be super cool to see Korn in like a super small venue. Like just don't advertise it. Just pop up and like I don't know at the Outland Ballroom here in Springfield, and just see how that blows up. Like, do you miss that intimacy of having like a closer a reaction to your crowd or
You know,
um
I didn't know, like, we a couple weeks ago we did two shows in a stadium with System of a Down, and I thought it was going to be the little bit of a disconnect because it's such a big, there's the big outside where the nosebleeds are,
yeah
but the crowd was, I mean, so big, and the floor was so open that it was just like there was more of a connection than I thought. But being in those clubs and having that, that personal kind of where they can see your expressions, they're not looking at some jumbotron.
right
I do like that. I do like having to see fans and be very up close to them. There's something about it that becomes very personal.
yeah and those are connections also that that we as fans keep as well. It's like, dude, totally made eye contact with me there. Did you
Yeah.
see him flip me off? I caught his pick. That's
That's
stuff that matters.
Yeah, I mean, those are when I saw, let's see, my first concert was, it was Ted Nugent
Oh, nice.
at this Bakersfield Civic Auditorium. I think it was 12, and I'd gone there with my older brother, and I remember his guitar being so loud, and we were kind of in front of the PA stack off to the side, and he threw a bunch of picks our way. I didn't catch one. Someone next to me caught one, and I just remembered the excitement just being next to the guy that caught one,
Yeah.
and I just never forget that. Like, um, just that, I don't know, just being in the crowd and being excited of seeing your favorite artist. And I remember it was the Wango Tango album he was touring on.
Sick. That's see, I get pissed off that like I wasn't born till like much later because like there's all these things I wanted to see that I'll never get to see.
Well,
I've
you got
seen
everyone will be gone and you'll still be here.
yeah, I guess so. But then I'll be like, uh eventually I'll be like, dude, I got to see Korn, back in Fall of the Leader. Like you have no clue. That so it's is that crazy to think about though? Like you're gonna be one of the musicians that you're talking about right now that like, dude, I got to see this guy back in this time, and you'll be the legends that we spread.
I mean, those are, when you're growing up and you see those shows, those are the moments that stick with you for your lifetime. And that's the music that you end up, you're hearing, you have sense, it's a sense memory, like smell, or when you see something that reminds you. When you hear something, it'll take you back, it'll take you back to that moment when you saw the band, when you actually connected with that artist on whatever level. And and it helps bond friendships too. You're bonding friendships with your friends at school, and you're creating relationships based on the type of music that you like. At least I did when I was in high school.
Right. Well, dude, I'm super stoked you guys are going to be here so we can make some more of those memories. Again, your tour starts here in Springfield. So
Yep.
we're super happy. We haven't had you guys here since before the plague. So we're really excited to have you back and to actually have a show. Like, I feel like people have been avoiding Springfield for the longest time. And so you have no clue how grateful we are to it.
Man,
And
we're so excited to have live music and go out and be with fans. And during the whole bat flu thing, it was we were sitting at home going, when are we going to be able to go on tour and go see fans and have that. It's such a part of what we do. I mean, it's great to create and make a record, but we want to see how the songs affect people.
yeah.
And it's just we love being on tour. We love seeing the fans and interacting with them.
People are so hungry for it as well. Like, I remember when you guys filled in for Ozzy at Rocklahoma, I think was the last time I saw you guys. No one even knew. Like, I felt you guys were like super on that night. Like, I don't know. Like, I saw you guys before, but the energy was completely different that night. Like, holy crap, these guys are like amped. And it's just really cool to see you guys live all the time.
We had there was like a big tornado that came through that night.
Yep.
And
it's Rocklahoma. That happens every time.
On the way in, our plane was like jumping and bumping all over, and everybody was freaking out. So everybody, I think, when we went on stage, we're already kind of jacked from the adrenaline of like, thank God we made it. This could be our last show unless we everybody hurry up, get the hell out of here. And so I think we were a little bit stoked to be there.
It showed, man. We're like, and it happened. You happen to be my buddy's like favorite band of all time, cool. So he was extra jacked that you guys were so pumped up. We're spinning your new single, "Start the Healing." Of course, it keeps doing awesome. So as you guys do, you have the most loyal fans in the world.
We appreciate them, man. They've been with us for so long.
Yep, and it's great because you're transpassing. I don't know. Anyway, you're going through different generations.
Yes, building that bridge, generational gap, kind of bridging that together, right?
Yeah, my daughter actually tried to introduce me to you guys.
Nice.
I was like, "Oh, that's cute. All right, let me show you. let me show you some shit."
Right on. Is she gonna come to the show?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. She's a traveling gymnast, so we'll see.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up because people are telling me to wrap it up. But dude, Munky, thank you so much for talking with me today. Loved hearing your stories about your first rig. I've always wanted to know this stuff. And yeah, it's really cool. See you when you come here in March.
March. I feel like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, something around there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look that up. We should probably figure out when that is. You especially. You gotta play.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be ready to go. I got my guitar. Been practicing.
Yeah. It's like you've done it before.
I know, but I'm telling you, the real rehearsal is the first show because shit goes. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Stuff goes wrong that you would never expect. Little things can throw you off. So the first show is always we're the most nervous at the first show because we want everything to go well.
Good. Well, it's I've got an official word over here on the chat. March 4th at JQH Arena here in Springfield.
March 4th. Get ready.
We'll be there. We'll see you there, man. Dude, thank you so much for talking today.
Right on. Thanks so much, dude.
You got it. Bye.
Bye.